How we doing? Oh, I hope I'm on. Hold on. Yeah, I'm on my Wi-Fi. If anybody jumps in, send me a message in chat because I can't see you and my beans. I hope there are probably small people walking through the back of the stream. Yep, absolutely. Is it sending out notifications? And how come I can't see? All right. Still getting things set up a little bit. If anybody jumps in, say hey. Let me show, yeah, there we go. Show chat. There we go. We already got stuff going on the stove. I do not have Stream Elements on today. Okay. No. Sorry if you see a mess behind me. I can't see what I'm looking for, but it's fine. At least you guys can hear me. I like that. Okay. All right. Hi, Serene. How we doing? How do we look? How do we sound? I don't have Stream Beats on, but if you want to jump into like a voice chat, I could turn on Discord on the tablet. I'm just making a couple of soups today, and I have been obsessed. I made gnocchi last week, and I've been obsessed ever since. I'm never gonna buy it again in the store, and so I'm gonna make some today. I have a couple of small people in the background. My daughter had her friends spend the night last night, so they're hanging out. And yeah, so I'm also gonna make a bean soup because I have beans, and I have all this stuff. You're here now and not in. You're in an ad. Hi, Colin. How are you? Welcome. Let me get Twitch up on my tablet, because then you guys can look and see what we're doing. We are doing well. Thank you for the shout out, Serene. I'm gonna be making some soup today. I'm gonna make some Cajun bean soup with bacon, and I'm gonna make some chicken and gnocchi, and I'm making gnocchi from scratch because I'm obsessed. So we'll be here for a minute. I'm also gonna make, I think, some dinner rolls, which will probably get started really soon because they're gonna need some time to rise. And I want to make myself like a oatmeal apple sauce coffee cake. So I have something to munch on that's not so much crap during the week. So this is almost like a meal prep day. I kind of just go through and clean out everything that needs to be used and get it all going. And then I have stuff I can pull out for lunches during the week. What do you guys got going on this Sunday? It's kind of nice here. It's not terrible. It's not warm, but it's not terrible. My apron! I am glad you asked about my apron. Although I look at this thing and go, what man is this big? But that's fine. It's 36 degrees here. Yep, that sounds about right. Let's see if I can see the chat on. Like, I like having the tablet. It is a little slow though. But we'll get started on some dinner rolls here in just a minute. I know you're getting ready to go see Alton Brown, and I'm so happy for you and a little bit jelly at the same time, but just take pictures and it'll be fine. But have fun. Okay. Oh, we have a couple new follows too. Nice. That's great. And of course now the tablet is giving me all the updates. I just really want to be able to see chat on it though, and not have to see. Let's see. There we go. We do. You've not kept up lately. Yeah, we need to sit down and catch up on maybe some stuff, but we can talk about that later. I am gonna like jump into like let's get some rolls going because they're gonna need some time to rise. So I've got right now a whole, I don't know if you can see it, a whole pot of this is just beans. They're gonna boil. I am not doing the whole 8 hours of soaking beans. That's not happening. So let's get some dough going. And yes, I'm gonna cheat on the gnocchi, and please don't come at me, but this seriously, you're gonna love it. It's so amazing, and if you do try this, you will never want to go back to buying gnocchi again. And I have some leftover chicken, and I always have things like heavy cream in the house, so chicken and gnocchi soup is on the menu. The abs, yeah, no kidding. I'll take the abs, but so get my KitchenAid bowl out here. The first thing I'm going to want to do is warm up a cup and a half of milk. Oh, that is it, all the milk. The last like 2 months, I swear, we threw away so much milk, and then now my daughter's been making brownies and went through a gallon and a half this week. Okay, so I'm warming up a cup and a half of milk. I'm gonna want 4 to 5 cups of flour, so I have some flour out here. Yeast, sugar, salt, egg, and butter. I'm gonna bring the KitchenAid over. They were good brownies too. Yeah, they were. She made a whole nother batch yesterday. I feel kind of bad, but not really because she chose to do it. But she made her own brownies for her birthday party yesterday. But that whole pan is almost gone already. So, yeah, she has got that down. You know, I do have to say that I'm glad I didn't give the KitchenAid back. I'm not sorry. Am I looking at the right one? Okay, I am looking at the right one. know what those kids are doing. They turned the TV on. They walked away. I can hear it behind me, and it's going to drive me nuts. I really do hate measuring cups. I know she wanted to do it, and yeah, it's her birthday, so absolutely. It's just one of those like, no, Mom always makes your cake for your birthday. It's just one of those things. I think what it really is boiling down to for me is beginning to feel that empty nest. Like, she's not gone yet, but she is the baby, and I'm putting the butter in the milk to melt. But she is the baby. And I have one kid already that's plotting to run away from me, another one that is an adult. But it'll be okay. I'm just gonna poke at our beans a little bit. I just want to keep them mixed up. And of course I threw the package away for the beans, which will be important later. Okay, we have our milk and our butter is melting. We need 1 egg. I need a pinch of salt and 2 tablespoons of yeast. And I'll just eyeball the yeast. There we go. That away. And that is how I measure salt. Anybody else have anything exciting? So her birthday party went really well. I know nobody really cares about a kid's birthday, but so my daughter asked to go ice skating. I don't know if anybody that's watching knows what I'm built like. So ice skating was really fun. It reminded me that I am old and out of shape. But the kids had fun, and that is all that matters. And we haven't gone ice skating in a really, really long time. I don't think we even have a roller skating rink around here anymore. There's like nothing good around here anymore. I just want this butter to melt. So I put it in the milk before we put it in the yeast. It is a little bit on the warm side for the yeast. I'm going to grab the eggs. You're going to need those. So, now. Not sound alert. That is not what I want. What I want to know is, can I mute you? No, that's not what I want either. Well, it's going to really suck for a couple of minutes when we go to mix this, but that's fine. So right now I'm just making like some basic dinner rolls: flour, sugar, salt, yeast, water, or milk, butter. This is going to sit and rise for half an hour. After we mix it, we're going to mush it down, divide it into the pan, and then bake it again, or let it rise again. So it's going to need some time while we work on everything else. I think I will need the eggs out later. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there now, so we can let that kind of all mix in. Let the yeast get a little bit frothy before we start whisking it with the flour. We're going to start with 3 cups of the flour. We will overall need 4 to 5. Start with 3 cups. Mix that in. Let it beat with your dough hook on your KitchenAid for about 2 minutes. And then slowly start incorporating the rest of your flour in. So it is going to get really loud for a minute. I'm only kind of sorry, guys. And we're locked, we're loaded. We will put the splash guard on. All right. Okay, so that is weird angle for you guys. Is that better? No, that is not better. I don't know. Okay, so it was better this way. I'm sorry. For me, this is turned sideways, and so it's weird trying to figure out what looks the best for you guys. And if I ever get the camera upside down, somebody please tell me. I maybe need to try and see if I can't steal the camera from Serene's and figure that out, but okay. All right, so we're at the 2-minute mark already. You can't see quite in there. It's pretty loose right now and wet still. So we'll do a 1/2 cup at a time till it gets to that consistency we want. Okay. I'm going to scrape down the sides a little. Okay. Now, there we go. It's still a little, you know, it's moist, but if I floured it, used my hands, I could touch it. I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is set it off to the side with either some saran wrap on it or, in our case, probably just a towel, and let that rest for half an hour. You want to see some significant rise out of it in that half hour. Putting it in a nice warm place will help it rise faster. If your kitchen is cooler, if your house is cooler, definitely give it some extra time to rise. Don't rush it. So, move those out of the way. My kitchen is fairly warm, so I think that this is going to be just fine. And I'm going to cover it. I will cover it with saran wrap because I want my kitchen towel. I'll let it rise while we make some gnocchi. I did not plan the gnocchi very well, but it's all right. I guess we will probably go ahead and start with the, I guess both of the soups, because they kind of use some of the same stuff. So kind of will kill two birds with one stone. Overall, the bean soup is going to go in the crock pot. But I need the big stock pot. Well, not the big stock pot. When I say the big stock pot, what we really mean is that one. But that is a 24 quart. We're not making that much soup today. So I need the pot that the beans are in, because I only have one that's high. So we're gonna let this just sit over here in a nice warm spot. Let it rise, do its thing for about a half an hour. In a half an hour, we're gonna punch the dough down. We're gonna cut it into pieces. We're gonna put it into another pan to rise, and that'll be the pan that we end up baking it in. So this will be similar to those like really classic dinner rolls you get if you go out to dinner. But they're not gonna be questionable because you know where they came from. I worked in a couple of really small questionable restaurants when I was a teenager, and it just kind of skews my view of everything. Okay, so for the bean soup, I am gonna go ahead and grab my crock pot. We're gonna get some bacon going. Baked bean and bacon, like, yes. One of my favorite kind of comfort foods. I am only going to use half of our bacon. So when I'm cooking, I get this. This is a naturally smoked, already diced bacon. This happens to be 24 ounces, so it's 1.5 pounds. I'm only really going to use about 1/2 pound for the soup. And then the rest I'll save for something else. I love this for when I'm cooking. It does diminish some of the prep work. It is a little bit fattier, so if you use the bacon fat for other things, this is a really great one. Also, because it's already diced, because it's kind of the end pieces, it does tend to be considerably cheaper. And with the price of bacon right now, if you're using it to cook and you're going to be crumbling it and putting it in something, this is a much better way to go. My little spiel, because I'm all about everybody saving money. So what else is going on today? Anybody else got something exciting? Okay. turn this over here. Turn this onto medium. Get that bacon frying. Put the rest of this here away. So the bean and bacon soup, I tend to just kind of toss a lot of my leftover stuff into the bean soup. The chicken and gnocchi is also kind of, sort of in the same wavelength, but not quite. I've got a whole, look at me being all organized, guys. Check me out. I do that once in a while. Crossing things off my list here. I really do hate the electric stove. It's okay, but it does the job. Okay, so we've got dinner rolls done and rising. Cool. Bacon's on, beans are on. So next we got tomato. I'm gonna put some celery, some zucchini, some spinach in this soup. So, we'll use up all of these tomatoes because they really need to get gone through. This celery is a little bit past its prime, but it's still okay. And I really love using the leafy green parts from the celery, so try and get some of that in here also. So actually, it's going to look like I'm prepping probably twice as much vegetables as I really need because we're dividing them between the two. The celery, the zucchini, the onion, the garlic. Ultimately, I'm going to start off by sauteing them in a little bit of that bacon grease when it's done. And then I'll divide it. Okay. I actually organized myself to take notes today, so I'm a little bit proud of that. I don't normally do that. Just get it put away. Okay. I also have a whole bunch of spinach here. We're going to divide that between the two soups also. I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to put a crock pot. That's cool. Yeah. So if anybody's just jumping in, welcome. We're making soup today. We're kind of cleaning out my kitchen, or at least the refrigerator. We're We're gonna make some bean and bacon soup, which is what we got started here, and then we're gonna make some chicken and gnocchi. And the gnocchi we're making from scratch. I'm excited, but we are cheating a little bit on the gnocchi because I don't keep real potatoes in my house. And I know, that's a little bit weird. Deal with it. So I like to use the greens from the celery. I think it gives a lot of really good flavor. So I'm gonna keep those in, but that's just my preference. And of course, we don't throw the ends away. I did just make broth the other day, so we're gonna start a new bag for our pieces. If anybody doesn't know, I save like my veggie ends and the scraps and the peels and the stuff you would normally throw away, and then I use it when I make vegetable stock, which I have, or chicken stock, which I just made earlier this week. And that's actually the chicken stock that's going to go into our soups. Yeah, some garlic. Probably need to get using that garlic up, huh? Oh, this is a pungent onion, which is perfectly fine with me. I do have a little piece of basil here. My daughter was not playing, but she was getting something earlier and she knocked a bunch off the plant. little bit longer, I think, on the bacon. It's almost there. It's starting to smell really good. It's looking really crisp. And we're going to put it on this board to drain. So I do have the beans. I don't know if we can quite see them. I do have the beans over here. Oh, shoot. On high. Because we're not doing the soak overnight method. We will let the bean soup probably cook overnight on low. Yeah. The bacon is out. It is draining. I'm going to go ahead and take the pan off the heat and let it cool until we can drain some of that bacon grease off. We want a little bit of it, but not all of it. I want a little bit more space. So, who do we got here today? Anybody? So let that dry. We're going to finish chopping up our vegetables here, or at least we've got the celery, we've got the onions, I'm going to do the garlic and the zucchini. The tomatoes, I'm just going to toss those in last. And same thing with the spinach. With everything I'm making with the spinach, that's going to get tossed in absolutely dead last. Okay. We definitely don't have enough space in this kitchen. Does anybody have a different method for peeling garlic? I don't really seem to have a problem peeling garlic, so I don't quite understand why people want to have all these different gadgets for it. But I've also seen people like shake it in a jar. So what are your guys' thoughts? If anybody has any thoughts. That one we're not going to use. You know, Serene, I was realizing the other day, like, it's March already. Oh my gosh, Gary Con is right around the corner. But you know what we will have right after that? It'll be almost time for the farmer's market, and that, you know, makes my day. I love going to our market. I love all our local fresh veggies. All of it. Ooh, this makes me want lasagna. So I've been doing more of like a vegan lasagna where I use the zucchini instead of noodles. And I love it. There we have quite a start on our next bag of scraps for broth. Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and transfer the bacon into the crock pot. Off camera. And I'm going to drain, that's pretty hot still. I'm going to drain off most of the bacon grease, but I am going to leave a little bit of it to fry these vegetables, saute these vegetables in. Turn that back up to medium. My stove has like 3 settings. On, low, and high. Even though it says, you know, that there's more than that, I don't buy it. Okay, these beans are looking really good. They're starting to get soft. I am gonna let them go for as long as I can in here. And put these in. Hi, what can I help you with?
I'm getting something to drink.
Absolutely. Okay. That smells so good with the garlic and the onions and the bacon and the celery. Just kind of that mirepoix coming together. What's that?
Can I take a cup?
Yeah. You're welcome. I feel like I have a whole mess going on, but it's like organized chaos because I know what's going on, right? You can use canned tomatoes. I just happen to have these cute little cherry tomatoes that I really want to get used up. That, and I am like, hi, sufficiently agitated, how are you? I'm really just getting to the point where I avoid anything that's like packaged or processed. And it feels very weird. It's also nice to not, you know, be reliant upon processed everything. You know, when zombies attack, at least I'll still be eating well. This is looking very nice, thank you. We are making soups today, so we have a couple of different things going. Right here I have some beans. We are doing a quick soak on them because I'm not doing the overnight soak on them. So those are just kind of softening right now. And then we have celery, onions, garlic, and zucchini sauteing here. Then we're going to divide that mixture between the bean soup. We're also going to make some chicken and gnocchi. And we're making the gnocchi from scratch. We are cheating a little bit with instant potatoes, but it still turns out really, really good. And don't tell anybody they're instant, nobody will know. Sounds delicious, thank you. What are you up to this, well for us it's afternoon, but what are you up to this evening? Okay, so this is going to go in the soup. So I don't have, you can't see it, but I have a crock pot or a slow cooker set up off to the side here that the beans are eventually going to get transferred into. I'm going to go ahead and rinse and chop the spinach also. You just had some roasted new potatoes with feta cheese. A bit of easygoing British murder mysteries on the TV. Nice! That sounds like a lovely evening. My daughter is normally very hopeful with our stream. She's a little bit, I don't want to say upset, but she has a friend here that I don't have permission for the friend to be on stream. So I told them they couldn't participate today. I think she's a little bit upset about that, but she will survive. Don't forget with zucchini or squash that they're going to sweat down and it may be a little bit more moist, I know everybody hates that word, than you anticipated. So just be prepared to let some of that extra moisture from that sweat off, or if you're putting it in something, just be prepared. It could make like a lasagna or a pasta sauce way thinner than you originally wanted it to be. And then I am using the same spoon, but they're literally going in the same pot together when this is done, so don't come at me. Now, I've done the soup a couple of different ways. We're doing bacon today. Andouille sausage is really good. Hi, crazy mama. How's it going streaming in my own kitchen? It's okay. The freedom to not have to plan is nice. And I can just wake up and say I'm gonna go in the kitchen. But for the bean soup, you could use any kind of broth. I am going to use a little bit of chicken broth with it, but the bean mix comes with a Cajun seasoning packet, which is what I'm going to use in it. But it does turn out really nice with the andouille. Again, it's good with bacon, any kind of sausage. I would imagine like you could use it and kind of do like a gumbo with some shrimp. We are using chicken for the gnocchi. Crazy Mama, we are gonna make chicken and gnocchi, and we are gonna cheat and use instant potatoes, but it's gonna be amazing. You should stick around. Are you guys at church? Use my church voice. I feel like I'm the last person you want to be watching in church, but you know, if you have a progressive clergy, be my guest. I'm going to put about half of the spinach in the bean soup. The other half is going to go in the gnocchi. I love that these kind of really mirror each other as far as the core ingredients. Church is over and you just got home from Walmart. Ew, I'm so sorry that you had to go to Walmart. Okay. Let's see. Add the Cajun seasoning in here now. Cross a couple more things off my list. I made a list today of all the things I wanted to make. I like it when I'm organized. Okay. See how our dough is doing really well. It's nice and springy. It is rising. Since I am not in a hurry to do anything with this, I'm gonna let it just keep rising for a little bit longer. I think we will kind of deal with that in between the bean soup and the chicken before I make the gnocchi, so we're just gonna let that go. Thank you, Dark Shadow. This is dinner rolls. This is going to be dinner rolls. This is the dough. It's been rising for about a half an hour now. We're going to just let it keep rising for a little bit. So what do you guys have going on this afternoon? Anything fun planned? Yesterday was my youngest daughter's birthday party, and it reminded me how old I am by taking me ice skating. Ugh, if you think that this looks amazing, you should smell it. And you missed it, but there is about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic in this pot right here. I'm going to take the beans now because they're getting pretty soft. They're boily. I'm going to go ahead and take them out of here and put them in the slow cooker. With the liquid and everything. I am going to add more water to this. I'll pan the camera over here. Mix it a little bit. me just a second while this is kind of going here. I am going to rinse out the pot that the beans were in because we're going to need it for the gnocchi. So just kind of watch that pot boil for a second. Okay. You wish you could smell it right now? You take me in Gamer Collections? Okay, I will check that out later. But I don't have a device right now to look at it. So. I'm gonna pull this over here. So there's our bean soup right now. We just need the rest of the vegetables to put in here, and then it's pretty well done. I am going to add a little bit of chicken broth to it and keep an eye on it because the beans are really going to absorb a lot of the liquid. So it's just a shout for my stream. Thank you. Thank you for shouting my stream. I am not sure if Serene is still here to shout out on my mods for me right now. And I know you won't shout yourself. Okay. You can't get past it. This is looking, yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with how well this has been working. It doesn't quite feel the same because I don't have Serene here. We don't have the banter, and I miss her, but it's okay. Because otherwise we're not ever gonna, find time to stream. Life is getting pretty busy these days. Makes me think of like Ferris Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. So right now, I made some chicken broth earlier this week, but it is bone broth. So yes, it does have a little bit of a layer of fat on it. Crazy Mama, thank you. You guys keep distracting me and I like mid-sentence stop to thank somebody. Thank you. 7 months. My gosh, 7 months. Has it really been that long? Why do you guys continue to watch us? I'm not positive, but I appreciate you and thank you so much. We're going to turn this off right now. I'm going to put about half of these veggies in the crock pot here with the beans. The other half we're going to set off to the side for the gnocchi. Okay. And yes, I know that there's a little bit of cross-contamination with this spoon. I'm cooking for me and my family. I'm not cooking for other people. So get over it. Okay, so I can really smell those Cajun spices now. Really smell the Cajun spices in here. And I've got our vegetables, our beans, our bacon, our tomatoes, spinach. I am going to put a little bit of chicken broth in here. Now the chicken broth, I know my daughter had something to say about it the other day. It's homemade. It is bone broth. It did get a little gelatinous. It's still going to be amazing. Stopping by before you're leaving again. Hey, Serene, while you're here real quick, shout out Dark Shadow, please. Okay. So yes, the bone broth does tend to get that weird gelatiny. It will thin out as it cooks into this. Okay. Okay. So that looks really good. We'll keep an eye on this because it probably will need some more water at some point. But we're going to turn it on low and just stick it back there and kind of forget about it. So. Alright. Chicken broth. There's so much going on right now. Thank you, Serene, for that shout out. Enjoy your night tonight. Bring me back some great kitchen ideas. Okay. The gnocchi is really like the last thing I want to deal with because it needs to move very quickly. So we're going to start some I guess I want to call it a coffee cake. I want to make something that's kind of healthy that I can throw together in the morning for breakfast for me, or I can just, grab. Did my tablet disconnect? Yep, my tablet disconnected. Okay. So Dark, what are you making for Crazy Mama today? So when I said today's stream was kind of really me cleaning out my refrigerator or my pantry, that's really what I'm going to be doing. So I have this oatmeal that my daughter bought a couple of months ago. Blueberries and cranberries. She ate 2 packets out of it, hasn't touched it. So we're going to make a breakfast cake out of it. We're going to use 4 packages. We also need 1.5 cups of applesauce. Each of these is 4 ounces, so we need 3 cups of applesauce. Again, I'm not sure how we even ended up with the applesauce, but we have it now. Here we go. I'm going to start by putting our dry ingredients in. Any kind of oatmeal will work for this. You missed that assignment? Oh, you failed. Why is it that it is perfectly acceptable to ask a woman, what are you making for your husband for dinner, but it is not quite as socially acceptable to ask your husband what you're making your wife? I'm not giving anybody any business. I'm just saying it is the social norm. Okay, we want 1/3 cup of sugar, which we're going to guesstimate on because that one's dirty. Not a ton of sugar. A cup of flour. Oh, okay. Lunch is deli stuff from Walmart. Okay, that's not bad. I did put a little bit too much flour in here. That's more than a cup. We're gonna take a little bit out. Okay. Still probably a little bit more than a cup of flour, but it's okay. We're gonna go with it. I need baking powder and vanilla. Cinnamon, nutmeg, now you have to watch me so you can get some more ideas on what to make her. Absolutely. I like that attitude. So I'm putting cinnamon and nutmeg in here. Look, if you watch the rest of the stream, you will know how to make chicken and gnocchi. Vanilla. And then our 3 cups of, not 3 cups of applesauce. Each one of these applesauce containers is a 1/2 cup, so you want 1.5 cups total. Not 3 cups. Please don't do 3 cups. I love that these muffins don't have any oil in them. Lots of them do. Okay. I don't have any milk. I didn't realize that I was going to run out of milk, so I'm going to use a little bit of heavy whipping cream. That should be a pretty acceptable substitute. I might need to thin that out with some water. Oh, Dark Shadow, thank you. 7 months. Can you believe it? I can't believe it that we've been streaming that long. All right, here we go. But I appreciate you guys so much for being here and supporting us. And I am super, super sad I missed your stream this week. I slept right through it. I was a little bit surprised the other day I left Colino's stream on, and I woke up to Colino. That was weird. And I know that there's some blueberry and cranberry bits in here. I am going to go ahead and add some raisins. I also forgot to preheat the oven. The VOD is on YouTube. Excellent! I just had a Bill and Ted, like, flash. Again, this kind of goes with cleaning out stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these raisins. I bought a ton of them, and then only need like one box to make mead, so I'm not making that much mead. You can send a link. Yeah, why don't you post a link in Two Girls, and I can check that out tonight after I take my children back to their fathers, and I'm, you know. Okay. So. All right. Okay, give me just a second. You're gonna have to look at my bottom and the floor for a minute. Sorry. Although, if you haven't seen, we got a new apron. How am I looking? Check out my abs. Working really hard on those. Okay. Grease this with some butter. All right. So this you could put into muffins too, or mini loaves, or however you want to do it. I plan this to kind of be my breakfast snack thing up for the week. So I'm gonna do like a cake, like a coffee cake, I guess is what we'll call it. We'll call it coffee cake. Yeah. I keep getting. I'm going to have to put my phone in Do Not Disturb next time. And I forgot about it this time, and Darky told me to, and I didn't listen. Decided to go a little bit more healthy. You're having a BLT salad with balsamic dressing. That sounds yummy too. Okay, so our oven is preheating. I'm gonna kind of just smooth that out a little bit. Set that off to the side. We gotta get working on those dinner rolls because we put them off as long as we can. But they are sitting here right next to that nice warm crock pot, so they look gorgeous. Look at that. Ooh. I need to hydrate myself. I've got to switch boards though. I would ideally like to put these on like a cake pan or something with a little bit higher side than they're gonna go on. But as I am a minimalist, I don't have the space or the kitchen stuff for that. Love being a minimalist until situations like right now. So we're gonna flour this. I'm gonna put this away. I grabbed the wrong one of these out. We'll grab that. One day, if I think about it, I may like take you guys on a tour of my pantry organization. I feel like I have a lot of organization in my pantry because I have such little space. What is the granola bar? No, that is gonna be like an oatmeal, raisin, coffee cake. I think bran muffins, but we're gonna dress it up a little bit. I am trying to also eat a little bit healthier, and that I guess is a relative term, what healthier really is, but trying to eat a little bit better. So I want something this week that's kind of good for me. That's why I'm making the soups, because they're something I can grab really fast. Yep. So I'm gonna flour my surface. That's probably enough flour. Punch down the dough. Ooh, it is nice and sticky. It is going to be very sticky. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, so I can already tell that this dough is going to probably absorb the snot out of the flour. We're going to go ahead and add some more flour. So we don't want it dry, but I also don't want it overly sticky. So it needs to be kind of somewhere in between where we can handle it, but it's not dry. So this, depending on the size of the dinner rolls you want, you can get about 12 servings out of, I would say with the pan that I have, I'm going to try and get it into 16. Because we want them to be able to rise. We want them to have a little bit of room. So I could have cut them a little bit smaller if I wanted to. I think that these are going to be just fine the way they are. They're going to rise. So we want to let these sit for about another half an hour before we bake them. which is just fine because we're going to start working on that gnocchi. Give me just a couple of minutes. So you're going to watch some bread dough rise. Give me just a couple of minutes to do some of these dishes real quick because I'm running out of space. Yeah. We didn't get to update it. So what I am able to update from my phone is limited. And that is my only struggle, I think, so far with streaming from my phone is what I am able to access on Twitch is very limited from the mobile. Give me just a couple of seconds, guys. Well, okay. More than a couple of seconds, let me do some dishes. Okay, there we go. I can calm down a little bit and get some of this out of the way. I hate the chaos of a messy kitchen, but I love to cook, so figure that out. Alright, oven's up to temperature, so the cake is going to go ahead and go in. The rolls are just going to move back and So I do have just a pot of water right now. Hi, Darky. How are you? Welcome to the kitchen. We've got bean soup, which I will pan over and show you in a little bit. It's in the crock pot. We've already got that done. We have some dinner rolls. I have an oatmeal raisin cranberry coffee cake in the oven. And right now we're getting ready to make some gnocchi and then some chicken and gnocchi soup. Yeah, kind of a lot going on today. Thank you, Dark Shadow. Okay, so I need a cup of boiling water. Sounds, how do you get some? Well, Wisconsin's nice this time of year. And I don't know how to send soup in the mail, but if you figure that out, I can send you some, I suppose. Okay, gnocchi. So we're cheating. Don't come at me if your family makes gnocchi. It's probably better than mine. I'm gonna go ahead and get the water here boiling. And we're gonna start with a cup of instant mashed potato flakes. I know. I'm sure that fresh potatoes is 1,000 times better. But I don't keep potatoes around my house much. I don't eat them. So this is what we came up with. Cup of instant mashed potato flakes. We're gonna add a cup of boiling water to this. I put the flour away and I'm not done with it yet. What else do I need? I've got the water going. Basil. Toss in a little bit of basil. We want a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. But I like garlic powder, so we're going overboard. And then 1/8 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. And 1 egg. Since I have space on the counter, I'll go ahead and grab the chicken. So I'm using, so I'm just using some leftover chicken that I have because I made a whole chicken earlier this week, which was awesome because it has turned out to be roughly 4 dinners for my little family. Okay, 1 cup of boiling water, right into those potato flakes and those seasonings. I personally like to mix it, let it have a minute to kind of cool down before you start handling it. So which is why they really, recommend baked potatoes, like baked the day before. But this works in a pinch. It's gonna be great. Uh-oh. I need a dry cutting board. So yeah, I'm just using the rest of that chicken that I have. I made some chicken broth out of it also, which is great. You'll have to add that. Yes, you will. So when you're making steak and baked potatoes, then make a couple of extra baked potatoes so you can make chicken and gnocchi the next day. And it's incredibly easy. And I will probably never buy it at the store again. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Cool enough for me to handle. We're gonna add a cup of flour to it. Right? Yes, a cup of flour. Yes, I made my own chicken broth. And it is so easy. It is so incredibly easy. So I save all of my kitchen scraps. So there's some onion, celery, zucchini in there, carrot peels, potato peels, all my kitchen scraps, I save them. And then when I make either anything that has like any kind of meat that has a bone in it, so if I do chicken, I'll do a whole chicken so that I have the chicken bones, ham bones, all of that. And I have and it looks awful. I'm going to show you, but it looks awful. Because I love this. This is one of my favorite kitchen hacks. My phone doesn't want to stay up. Okay, so this is a brewing bag. It's meant for making like 5 gallons of beer. It's huge, but you can boil in it. And yes, it's all discolored because I constantly put vegetables in there. But I'll put the whole chicken, the bones and everything in there. And then when I get done, and I put it all in the crock pot with some water and some seasonings. When it all gets done, I just take the bag out, toss everything in it, have beautiful clear chicken broth. How long does it last? I'd say it lasts about 5 days in the refrigerator, but I'll freeze it for up to 3 months at a time. So, cup of flour. I try sometimes, yeah. I heard that kitchen hack from somebody else, and I'm not even sure where. And it legit, like, was a game changer. And I get excited when I see other cooks that do the same thing with their kitchen scraps, so I know I'm not alone. Okay. Why did I put the flour away again? What is wrong with me today? Got me distracted talking about chicken broth, which is weird. I don't like it because I sometimes feel like the weird chicken lady in my apartment. Just say I created it, everybody will believe me. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I am going to work this with my hand. We want it to come out to a nice dough. It is nice and warm. We want the dough to be like pliable. Okay, so now we have gnocchi dough. I am going to get some more flour though. I think one of the things that surprised me the most about making this was figuring out how close to like my grandmother's German Spätzle recipe it really is. Because you just reduce the flour and add in a potato. So, I love that. I do want another cookie sheet out here. And we're going to line the second cookie sheet with paper towels. So, the gnocchi, there's a couple of different ways to cook it. So, right now, we're going to take it, we're going to cut it and roll it out, and then we're going to boil it. You're going to put it in the boiling water till it rises to the surface, let it cook for a minute after it comes to the surface, take it and drain it. From there, you can take it and you can freeze it. You can put it into a soup. You can cook it with a sauce. You can fry it like a pierogi. But that boiling step and then like setting it off and letting it dry up a little bit is a really important step. I do not have a gnocchi press or gnocchi board or whatever they call it, I guess. So we're just going to use a fork, and this is the way I was taught. So I'm only going to work with about a quarter of the dough at a time. I'm going to roll it out to about 1 inch thick. So my daughter helped me make this earlier this week, and that was the best thing. She was very instrumental and very helpful when it came to this part of the process. Because then we were able to get it done really, really quickly. So what do we got going on today, Darky, or anybody else? Anybody else jumping in here? I know I saw a couple of people lurking. Dark Shadow's taking notes on what to cook for Crazy Mama. Crazy Mama, you had better report back to me too. Cut these into about inch size pieces. Some are going to be bigger, some are going to be smaller, and that's okay. And this is why I wanted to make sure we had the boiling water kind of ready and right next to us as we started going. I'm going to need more flour. Did I disconnect from chat? No. Yes. My tablet keeps disconnecting and reconnecting, so I hope I'm not missing anything. Okay. So you want your fork to be really floured. But you're going to just take the back of your fork, press the gnocchi down, and then curl it. Just like that. If it gets sticky, more flour. I do have my stream pulled up on another device, and I can turn it down if that's a problem. I guess I don't have to worry about losing audio this time. You just got back from a run, so you might have to go running in a bit. Okay. And you don't want to work in like huge batches of these. Don't put the whole thing in the pot to boil at the same time. You will end up with a mushy mess, and don't stir them if you don't have to. If you can, just drop them in and let them go. And we'll start a timer when they get to about, when they start floating. You meant to say go run an errand and get breakfast. You're getting breakfast? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Who is getting breakfast? Audio sounds great. Thank you. guess I need to pinch them a little bit more because they're coming uncurled, which I don't really care what they look like. See, crazy, this is how you know we are the moms of the group, because we're appalled at that and the men don't seem to think it's a problem. But then again, any time is like a good time for pancakes. I mean, you've been to a Waffle House, right? Alright, so now we're just going to kind of keep an eye on that. Take them out in about a minute. You'll call a meal whatever. Okay, brunch. Okay, okay. The time difference makes a difference. Yes, you can call it brunch. It's almost drinking time here. I mean, hell, it's a Sunday in Wisconsin, so like, I mean, anything's drinking time, I suppose. We're appalled because the liquor stores don't open until noon on Sundays, and what the hell? If they're a little bigger, some of these are kind of bigger, let them cook just a little bit longer. You did a... Oh, thank you, Darky! You're awesome! Thank you so much for subscribing. It's always drinking time. That is fair. My child has a friend over, so we're not going to start drinking until after they go home because, I don't know, their parents like that. Actually, to be honest, I don't drink near as much as I used to. Serene can vouch for that. You didn't know. You found out to be happy to do it. I'm confused. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see. Look how just big and fluffy these are. They're gonna be great. I think that our dinner rolls are probably also ready to go in the oven. So while this... See, this is where it starts to get kind of hectic and things are going and our dinner rolls are rising. Our cake is baking. I love it. I love it. Words are hard. Yeah. Going to get in the shower. Okay, yeah, you go ahead, take a shower. Nobody wants, stinky runners. Good on that. Okay. And this is where having two of us really, really made a difference the other day. One of us was rolling while the other one was cooking. That sounds like something that happened on Breaking Bad. Is it too early to... It's not too early to drink. My daughter has a friend over and I don't know her friend's parents like that. So I'm perfectly okay to wait till they go home. Oh, these are going to be big ones. Great big fluffy dumplings. Yeah, I probably didn't think to shut the shots off for today, so please don't redeem it, and if you do, you're getting your points refunded. I heard from Mr. Glassman that his computer is out of customs. So maybe eventually he'll get it. See, it just disconnected from chat again, so I hope that I didn't miss anything. But I can't really tell. So you're kind of new to this, but what do you do with pierogies? Cover them and okay, so these are gnocchi. We're gonna make chicken and gnocchi soup. Pierogies, and they're really close to the same thing. You can cover them in all kinds of sauces. You can do Alfredo, you can do pasta sauce, you can do pesto. You can fry them in a little bit of either butter or bacon grease. Serve them with sour cream and onion, I think is kind of the Eastern European way to do it. You do a cheese sauce. You do all kinds of things with them. They're pretty versatile. I probably am not going to use this whole, well, since I'm doing the 2 soups, I probably will not use this whole batch of dumplings today. I will probably take it and freeze half the dough. But I'm glad that I got to do it today because it's one of those things that like I've been really obsessed with recently, and I wanted to share it because it's so easy. I mean, little hands are great for this, Stark. Yes, so this is kind of a rip-off of the Olive Garden one, yeah. But it's better. And it's so easy, crazy mama. You could do this. That's where you had it first. Yeah, I think that's where everybody had it first. I've been really on a soup spree lately. So I made it earlier this week and I had some sausage and I made the gnocchi and I did it somewhere between like the Italian wedding soup and the chicken and gnocchi, so it was creamy. But instead of chicken, I had sausage. And it turned out really, really good, and we really enjoyed that and ate it all. And so I've been wanting some more ever since then. That one's too big. I do think that I'm going to just take and probably freeze this other ball of dough for today, and I will make something later this week with it. Although I do like the idea of doing maybe a filled pierogi this week. That would be really good. So we're going to let those go. Clean this up. There's our gnocchi. I am going to pour this out. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put on the chicken and the chicken broth and let that get warming. Because this is gonna come together really quickly. Since everything is already pretty much cooked. The vegetables, the chicken, all of it is already done. So we really just need to let it come together. This is another, I really like prep days, kind of like this, where I get a few meals made for the rest of the week. Now, I don't want all of the chicken broth in there. I did about 2 cups. Yes, I know. It is like the gelatin-y kind. It will thin out, I promise. Okay. A little bit more of that broth. Okay. Take that ring off, as it is on that wrong finger that we don't want anybody thinking that that's on there. Okay. So right now it's chicken and vegetables and broth. Have a little bit more chicken broth left for later this week. I might need to add it into our bean soup though if it gets a little dry. I know those beans are going to absorb a lot of that liquid overnight. Listen, you have to make this almost sudden need to make chicken chili. You don't know why. You'll stay with your beef. You know what though? I did a chicken chili and that turned out really good too. Okay. Put that flour away. Okay, so we're gonna add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to this. And I like mine a little thicker, so just a hair more. The only thing that I didn't have that the recipe really did call for was carrots. So carrots would have been lovely in here, but I did add zucchini instead. So let that go for a little bit. Let that get nice and warm. We'll throw the gnocchi in there. And then absolutely very last is the spinach. I have a little bit of, and I wish I had a little bit more, a 3 cheese Italian blend. I'm going to toss that in there too. I would throw more in there if I had. Let's check. Oh, those rolls look yummy. The cake is coming along. Over here. Don't don't mind me. I'm kind of over here just talking to myself like a crazy woman. But I think if you're not new here, you probably already know I'm a little bit crazy, so. Move this down. Can you guys see that? So this is our bean soup, bean and bacon with vegetables. We did use that Cajun seasoning that came with those beans, but we could have just as easily used our chicken broth in here too. I don't want to get my head in the way, but yeah, that's gonna be great. Yep, that is gonna be fabulous. So I did use a 15 bean blend for this one. You, what? You like what, Pot? Oh, you like my square pot? Thank you. It was a Goodwill special. You know, when I moved in here a year and a half ago and everything I owned fit in the back seat of my Kia, and I was broke and didn't have anything, this was one of my favorite things. And I think something that has been an amazing thing to learn from that experience is how to live minimalistically. I find myself now looking at other. My friend is getting ready to move and he's cleaning out his house and you know, stressing about what to keep and what to get rid of and how much is he gonna move it all. And I know that right now I could still fit everything I own in a U-Haul van except my couch. But even then, my couch isn't all that big. Okay. Gnocchi. Look at that, guys. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. And I think our soup is, or not our soup. My goodness, I'm tired. I think our cake is just about done. So I am gonna pull it out and take a look at it. Yeah, maybe. It may be done. I can't see right now. Oh yeah, it came out nice and clean. So that's my bran breakfast cake. I will probably make some kind of drizzle to go with it, but not right now. I'll try a little bit of it later. It might be just really good by itself with some coffee. It might also be really good with some jam. I may just want a little bit of a cream cheese drizzle on it. So I'll let you guys know what the final verdict on this is. I bet if I tried to flip this out of the pan, it would come out beautifully. You can see it's nice and it's pulled up a little bit from the edges. But it smells really, really good. You can smell the cranberries and the fruit in it. So I'm happy. I think it's gonna be good. And then the dinner rolls, I am gonna pull them out for just a second. They're not done yet. I want to stress they're not done yet. But I'm gonna grab my pastry brush and I'm gonna brush them real quick with some butter, pop them back in for a few more minutes. Oh, those smells though. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. Thank you for stopping by, Crazy Mama. These are gonna go back in. I think this I'm gonna turn up just a little bit. Okay. I don't have a BRB screen, so give me just a second. I will be back. Back. I hope you didn't miss me too much. You should say BRB every 50. Crank up that heat. Well, yeah, I didn't want to crank it up and walk away from it. My stove has like 2 settings, off and on. So we'll turn it up a little bit. You just missed it, Darky. Do you want to see the bean soup? There is our bean and bacon soup, which I am super excited about. It smells delicious. It's an Cajun seasoning in it. And like my breakfast coffee cake looks a little, you know, it's a brand coffee cake, so it's gonna be a little bland, but I'm gonna try and top it with a couple of different things. Yes, the bean soup. I like bean soup, so like between the chicken and gnocchi and the bean soup, this is like lunch all week for me. And we'll see if my friend will let me drop him off lunch maybe too. So I'm waiting for this to warm, and our dinner rolls are in the oven now. They're gonna look good in just a couple minutes. The only thing I have to say about like the chicken and gnocchi is it doesn't have as much color to it. I wish it had more color to it, but gnocchi are gonna be fabulous. They turned out amazing. Some of them are unrolling. There we go. Oh, you can't. I don't even have a light like Serene that I can turn off. I see that it's awful bright. We're gonna let that go for just a few more minutes until it's really, really nice and hot. And then absolutely very last, I will add the spinach because it's really just gonna blanch. Clean up my cast iron. I know I have said this before, and I will continue to enforce it, you guys. If you're in the market for a really good cast iron, go looking in the camping section. Don't go to the housewares. I did find my cast iron skillet at my local Walmart because we hate that store. But they wanted almost twice as much for a cast iron skillet in the kitchen section as they did in the camping section for the same price, or for the same size, same functionalities, literally no difference. Okay. Oh, this smells though. I gotta have one. I gotta have one. That gnocchi is so perfect. It is. Hi, Carlina. Welcome back. Oh, that gnocchi is so perfect. It is light. It is fluffy. It's not dense. It absorbed all the flavors from the spices that we put in it. Also absorbed all of the flavors from the chicken broth. Yes, thank you, Dark Shadow, for shouting out Colino. If you are not following Colino, what are you doing with your life? He is a great bar streamer. He also plays Apex. Drunk Apex sometimes. But it's always a good time. So let's check. Oh, our dinner rolls are done. Oh, the smells on those too. I can't wait to like bust into one. See, now we're gonna turn that down. So we have a lot going on. A lot. I want one of these to cool down. I know I literally just took it out and it's hot. Oh, that looks so perfect though. Yes, I came in at the tail end of the Drunk Apex. Because I'm an old lady and I go to bed early. Oh, okay. These rolls though. This is why I'm never gonna be one of those cute skinny girls, huh? That's okay. I need a fork because we're gonna try both of these. So, let's take a little piece of our dinner roll here. It's so hot. I don't even care. Don't even care. We're gonna do this like fondue. Okay. The soup needs something, and I know exactly what it needs. It needs a little umami. Well, thank you, Darky. It's one of those love-hate relationships. Okay, I put a splash of Slap Your Mama seasoning in there because it was just a little bit lacking. So let's try now the soup and see how the bean soup is turning out. That is going to be fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. Both of these are going to be fantastic. I'm going to be eating well all week. We're going to go ahead and toss our spinach in here now. Because that's the absolute very last thing. So the dinner rolls are good. I think they're a little on the sweet side for me. But that is something that I find to be something I'm a little weird about, is that I don't like overly sweet, and I think American breads are a little bit sweeter than I'd like. I don't like sandwich breads. I typically just make my own because I'm weird like that. Not weird, but you know, I would rather just make it myself. I'm gonna turn into one of those I'm gonna look like a doomsday prepper, but really I just am particular. I'll probably have a cupboard full of like canned goods. But one of these days this week, I'm gonna try making homemade pickles because I have so much dill I don't know what else to do with them. I just need to get some pickling salt. So there is our chicken and gnocchi soup. It is finished. We got our dinner rolls, our bean soup, and my breakfast oat bran cake. So, is there anybody on right now? Green stuff is good stuff. I love green stuff. Love it. In fact, I have some broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and asparagus in my fridge that need to get used also, but they just didn't quite work with this menu. So, let's see. Is there anybody on right now on streaming that we can raid? Because I think I am about done for the day. Wicked Slick. Is Wicked Slick streaming right now? We could raid them. Or I could try, because last time it didn't work for me. And I don't have the computer to do it from. Dark. Although you had a phone call with Chevy, it was still fun to see. If you're muted. Okay. Dark, are you able to raid me out? I know that I was not able to do it from my phone the other day. And Dark Auditor said that he normally does it from his computer. So, thank you for stopping by. Bye! Wicked Slick 420. Wicked, he is currently playing Lost Ark. He's a variety streamer, typically streaming games, but like he switches up. I think right now he's playing with Soylent Green, and sometimes he's playing with EBGB too. So they're usually good guys, fun, green friendly, obviously. So thank you guys for stopping by. And Dark, let's see if we can get that to work. Or tell me what I'm doing wrong. Wicked Slick 420. Here. I see. Maybe that was why it didn't work for me last time. Did not work. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just end it then. And thank you guys all for stopping by. Thank you, Dark Shadow, Crazy Mama, Dark Auditor for the subs. And I hope you guys had a good time. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.